everyone, and welcome back. Today we are diving into the world of rules that sound so ridiculous, you will wonder how they ever got passed as laws. Imagine walking down the street and suddenly realizing that eating ice cream from your back pocket could actually get you arrested. Or a picture being fined for letting your donkey nap in a bathtub. That is the kind of strange universe we are entering today. Stay with me because law number 36 is surreal, law 43 is unbelievable, and law 47 is downright jaw-dropping. And yes, they are all real. Before we jump in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss more fun and outrageous videos like this one. Alright, let's start counting down 50 ridiculous rules Americans still follow as law. Number 1, Georgia. No tying a giraffe to a telephone. Pole, Georgia once decided that giraffes and public utilities don't mix. It's illegal to tie a giraffe to a telephone pole, street lamp, or similar structure. The law dates back to a time when traveling circuses brought exotic animals into town and needed quick parking spots. Imagine strolling down a quiet Georgia street only to find a towering giraffe casually tethered to a power pole like a bicycle. Lawmakers worried that startled animals might damage property or themselves if spooked by wagons or early cars. Today, it's more comedy than necessity, but technically, your giraffe still needs a proper parking permit. Number 2, Alabama. No bear repellent in bars, Alabama. Bars are for cocktails, not wildlife defense. State law prohibits carrying bear repellent, those high-powered pepper sprays inside drinking establishments. Legislators feared the potent spray could be misused in fights or accidents, endangering patrons. Picture a rowdy Saturday night where someone mistakes a can of bear spray for breath freshener. One press and the entire bar would be coughing like they met an angry grizzly. Even though actual bear encounters inside pubs are non-existent, the law remains on the books. So if you're heading out for drinks in Alabama, leave the wilderness gear at home. Number 3, Arizona. No sleeping donkeys in bathtubs comes from a 1924 disaster. A local rancher's donkey regularly napped in an old tub left in a dry creek bed. When a flash flood hit, the tub floated miles downstream with the donkey aboard. Rescuers chased the improvised raft for hours, risking their lives to save the stubborn passenger. Town officials, tired of such chaotic rescues, passed a law forbidding donkeys from sleeping in bathtubs. While indoor plumbing has improved since the 1920s, the law still stands proof that one lazy donkey can create legislation that lasts a century. Number 4, Kentucky. No dying ducks blue in Kentucky. Selling a single dyed duckling is illegal unless you have at least 6. The rule dates back to early 20th century fairs, where vendors colored baby chicks and ducks to attract children. Lawmakers feared that lonely dyed pets were neglected once the novelty wore off, so they required sellers to provide a proper flock. The unintended comedy is in the math. One blue duck is a crime, but a half-dozen rainbow ducks is apparently acceptable. Though animal welfare standards have improved, the quirky wording remains, making Kentucky's bird law both protective and peculiar. Number 5, Florida. No singing in public in a swimsuit. Florida beaches may invite music, but once upon a time, singing while wearing a swimsuit could earn a fine. The ordinance targeted women, reflecting the conservative social codes of the early 1900s. Officials claimed it preserved public decency. Critics saw it as a way to police female behavior. Imagine a sunny beach concert interrupted by officers with ticket books, ma'am. You hit that high note without proper attire. Modern Floridians can sing freely in bikini. But the ghost of this law lingers in legal archives as a reminder of how fashion once dictated. Freedom number 6, California. No whistling for a lost canary before 7. It's technically illegal to whistle for a lost canary before 7 in the morning. The rule was meant to prevent early morning noise complaints, but the wording created an oddly specific ban. Imagine a frantic bird owner at 6:30 a.m. desperately wanting to call their feathered friend back while neighbors glare from behind curtains. Lawmakers probably pictured sleepless nights filled with shrill bird calls and decided the neighborhood deserved peace. Today, few officers would ticket you for breaking out a pre-dawn canary solo, but the law still chirps along quietly in dusty codebooks. Number 7. You can't tickle a woman under the chin with a feather duster. This old ordinance aimed to stop carnival pranksters who once used feather dusters to flirt or tease strangers. Early lawmakers saw the game as harassment and codified a ban to protect public decency. Picture a street fair where a mischievous vendor sneaks up with a feather, only to be hauled off by a stern officer. While the statute sounds comical now, it reflects a time when lawmakers tried to fight unwanted advances with oddly precise language. 8. North Carolina. No off-key singing. The idea was to prevent loud, disruptive sing-outs during town gatherings and church events. Enforcement was rare, but technically an officer could fine you for mangling a melody. Imagine a teenager practicing karaoke in the park and getting cited for an accidental flat note. While music lovers may shudder at the thought of melody police, the rule shows how seriously early communities took their public harmony. 9. Oklahoma. No wrestling. A Oklahoma makes it illegal to wrestle a bear. And the reason is as serious as it is strange. Traveling carnivals once held man vs. bear matches where trainers would declaw and muzzle bears before pitting them against humans. Injuries and cruelty were rampant. Lawmakers finally stepped in to protect both people and animals. The law still stands, ensuring that any urge to test your wrestling skills stays strictly human. If you want to grapple in Oklahoma, stick to professional wrestling ring. Number 10, Pennsylvania. No catching fish with your mouth. Pennsylvania Pennsylvania bans fish tickling, the act of catching fish using only your hands or in some interpretations, your mouth. Early conservationists worried this practice hurt fish populations and encouraged reckless behavior in rivers. Imagine an enthusiastic angler diving face first into a stream to chomp a slippery trout while a game warden looks on. Today the law sounds more like a dare from a wild summer camp than an enforceable statute, but technically, using your teeth as fishing gear can still land you a fine. Number 11. Texas. No selling your eye in Texas. It's illegal to sell your eyeball. This law emerged to prevent black market organ trade and dangerous back alley surgeries. While few people dream of putting an eye on eBay, lawmakers wanted to make sure no one could profit from their own body parts without proper medical oversight. Imagine a shady ad reading one slightly used eyeball, negotiable price, and you'll understand why officials stepped in. The statute now serves mostly as a curiosity, but it's a firm reminder that some things like body parts are simply not for sale. Number 12. Massachusetts. No exploding golf balls. Massachusetts prohibits the sale of exploding golf balls, a prank product once popular with mischievous golfers. When struck, these novelty balls would puff into clouds of powder or burst apart, startling players and damaging equipment. Early lawmakers considered them dangerous, fearing injuries from shrapnel or angry golfers with broken clubs. Picture a serious tournament where a tee shot erupts into smoke and laughter turns to fines, even though exploding balls are rare today. The rule ensures that Massachusetts golf courses stay prank-free. Number 13. Vermont. No whistling underwater. Vermont has a statute forbidding whistling underwater, an impossible act that reads more like a dare than a law. Historians think it was a tongue-in-cheek addition to highlight frivolous legislation. The humor lies in the enforcement. How would an officer prove someone produced an audible underwater whistle? The law survives as a quirky reminder that lawmakers sometimes enjoy a joke of their own, embedding a splash of comedy into the official record. Number 14. Ohio. The law forbids giving alcohol to fish. The concern was that intoxicated fish might die or behave erratically, ruining local ponds and rivers. Traveling carnivals once encouraged patrons to pour beer into fish bowls for laughs, which horrified early animal welfare advocates. Imagine a tipsy goldfish weaving around its bowl while a sheriff writes a citation. Today, it's a funny footnote, but it reflects an early awareness of animal cruelty and an unexpected defense of sober seafood. 15. Illinois. NOAA. Skating in the summer months. Illinois once banned ice skating during summer on artificial rinks without a specific city permit. The law arose when early refrigeration systems occasionally malfunctioned, creating dangerous thin ice. City leaders feared accidents when heat weakened the surface. Picture eager skaters twirling under July's sun while chunks of melting ice crack beneath them. Modern technology makes summer rinks safe, but the old ordinance remains, waiting to trip up anyone who tries an off-season triple axel without paperwork. Number 16. New York. No selfies with tigers. New York passed a law making it illegal to take a selfie with a tiger. The measure was introduced after several incidents at roadside zoos and fairs where visitors got too close to big cats for photos, risking serious injury. Lawmakers wanted to stop thrill seekers from leaning over cages or climbing barriers just for a dangerous snapshot. Imagine someone grinning for Instagram while a 400-pound predator eyes them like lunch. Thanks to this rule, New Yorkers can still post selfies, but the tiger must stay out of the frame. Number 17. Colorado. No catapulting missiles at cars in Colorado. It's illegal to discharge catapults, blowgun, or other missiles at moving vehicles. This relic dates back to early mining towns where pranksters hurled rocks or homemade projectiles at wagons and later automobiles. The law's language is dramatic missiles conjured visions of medieval sieges, but it essentially means no roadside ambushes. Picture a modern prankster with a backyard trebuchet launching watermelons at passing cars. Police would not be amused, and the law ensures that Colorado highways stay catapult-free. Number 16. No butter substitutes in prison. Wisconsin, proud of its dairy heritage, once required that inmates be served real butter rather than margarine. The oleo wars of the early 1900s led to strict dairy protection laws, and even prisons were not exempt. Officials argued that prisoners deserved authentic Wisconsin butter at every meal, while dairy lobbyists simply wanted margarine kept out. Imagine a warden carefully inspecting toast to guarantee buttery compliance. The rule still appears in historical records, showcasing just how seriously Wisconsin defends its dairy crown. Number 19. Louisiana. No gargling in public. Louisiana law prohibits gargling in public places, a rule likely created to discourage unsanitary spitting during the early 1900s. Back then, public health campaigns targeted habits like chewing tobacco and loud spitting, which spread disease. Gargling loudly on a street corner was seen as both rude and risky. Picture a tourist swishing mouthwash on a hot day while horrified locals call for the law. Though rarely enforced now, the statute still gurgles in the state's legal code. No camel riding on highways. Nevada once banned riding camels on public highways. During the 1800s, imported camels were used to haul freight across the desert, but they startled horses and wagons. Lawmakers worried about accidents when these towering animals shared narrow roads with stagecoaches. Imagine a miner casually trotting into town atop a camel while drivers scatter. Today, camels are rare in Nevada, but the law endures. A dusty souvenir of the state's wild transportation history. Number 21. Alaska. No pushing a moose from an airplane in Alaska. Alaska. It's illegal to push a live moose out of a moving airplane. The law sounds like a bad cartoon idea, but it was meant to stop cruel hunting practices where animals were forced from aircraft to create accidents or easier kill. Imagine the logistics strapping a moose into a plane, convincing it to stay calm, and then opening the door mid-flight. Lawmakers clearly wanted to end such dangerous stunts before someone actually tried. The statute now stands as one of Alaska's most memorable wildlife protection. Number 22. Michigan. No alligators on fire trucks. Michigan bans the transport of alligators on fire trucks. This odd rule dates to traveling carnivals and exotic animal shows that occasionally titched rides with emergency vehicles for publicity. Fire departments grew tired of sudden reptile passengers and the chaos they caused during real calls. Picture a fire crew racing to a blaze only to find an alligator lounging on the hosebed. The law ensures that today's firefighters save people, not circus animals. Number 23. Rhode Island. No transparent clothing to school. Rhode Island once had a state-level dress code banning students from wearing transparent clothing of any kind. While most schools already had their own policies, lawmakers decided to put modesty into the legal code to avoid disputes. The law is surprisingly detailed, describing fabrics and lighting conditions. Imagine a board officer measuring fabric thickness in a hallway. Though rarely enforced now, it reflects a time when legislators were deeply invested in school fashion choices. Number 24. Kansas. No snowballs in public streets. Kansas once classified snowballs as dangerous missiles, making it illegal to throw them on city streets. The ordinance aimed to prevent icy projectiles from breaking windows or injuring pedestrians. Picture a group of kids building the perfect snow fort, only to be interrupted by a stern officer declaring their snowball stash illegal. Today, many towns have relaxed enforcement, but technically that playful winter battle could still earn a fine. Number 25. Oregon. No whistling underwater. Historians suspect it began as a lifeguard joke written into the rulebook, later absorbed into official city codes. Enforcement is impossible. How do you ticket someone for making sound that can't be heard? The rule survives mostly as a local trivia gem, proving that even serious city charters have room for a splash of humor. Number 26. North Dakota. No pretending to harm birds. North Dakota law makes it illegal to pretend to molest birds in a public park. This isn't just about harming wildlife, it literally covers threatening gestures or mock attacks. Lawmakers wanted to protect nesting birds and keep children from scaring flocks for fun. Imagine an officer approaching someone mid-bird impression and issuing a citation for fake harassment. It sounds absurd, but it underscores how seriously the state protects its feathered resident. Number 27. Nevada. No camel on highways in the 19th century. Camels were imported to Nevada for desert transport. After they escaped or were abandoned, wandering camels caused traffic hazards. The state responded with a law banning camels from highways. Picture modern Las Vegas traffic suddenly halted by a stubborn camel refusing to budge. Though camels are rare today, the statute still exists as a dusty reminder of Nevada's experimental transportation history. 28. Massachusetts. No exploding golf balls. Massachusetts once faced a prank epidemic involving novelty golf balls that exploded with smoke or powder when struck. To prevent injuries and property damage, the state banned manufacturing or selling any golf ball designed to explode. Golf is a slow, calm sport, so the idea of a sudden mini fireworks show on the fairway must have been both hilarious and dangerous. The law remains on the books, keeping golf courses peaceful and blast-free. Number 29. Hawaii. No coins in ears. Hawaii prohibits placing coins in your ears. It might sound like a magician's nightmare, but the law arose after repeated injuries from coin tricks gone wrong. Children were especially prone to shoving change into their ears during games, leading to emergency room visits. Imagine a street performer mid-show being warned by police to stop his magic deposit. It's a small but practical safeguard against painful and costly accidents. Number 30. Illinois. No fishing in pajamas in some Illinois towns. Fishing while wearing pajamas is technically illegal. The ordinance likely began as an effort to keep late-night anglers from loitering around public docks in sleepwear. The language ended up banning the act entirely. Picture a cozy fisherman sneaking out at dawn in flannel pants, rod in hand, only to face a fine for unsuitable attire, seldom enforced. The rule remains a humorous footnote in the state's fishing culture. Number 31. Arizona. No cutting down saguaro. Cactus Arizona protects its iconic saguaro cactus with some of the toughest plant laws in the country. Removing or damaging one of it on private property can lead to hefty fines or even jail time. These giant cacti take up to 2 centuries to reach full height, making them priceless parts of the desert ecosystem. Imagine a homeowner deciding to trim a cactus only to be met by wildlife officers with serious citation. The law reminds residents that these towering desert sentinels are more than landscaping. They are living heritage. Number 32. South Dakota. No horses in fountains. South Dakota bans letting horses sleep or lounge in city fountains. The rule dates to the late 1800s when cowboys allowed thirsty animals to wade into decorative fountains, damaging plumbing and dirtying drinking water. Picture a cowboy trying to pull a stubborn horse out of a marble fountain while a town marshal approaches with a ticket book. The statute keeps public water features for people, not four-legged bathers. Number 33. Washington, D.C. No dancing without a license for years. Washington, D.C. required night nightclubs and even small venues to obtain a specific license before allowing dancing. Without it, patrons could listen to music but not legally move to the beat. The regulation originated from Prohibition-era fears of unruly clubs. Imagine bouncers warning customers to stop swaying to a live band or risk a fine. Though relaxed today, the law once made spontaneous dance parties a bureaucratic affair. Number 34. No Christmas light. After January 14th, Maine requires residents to remove Christmas decorations by January 14th, originally created to reduce fire hazards and maintain tidy neighborhoods. The law can technically result in fines for late holiday cheer. Picture an officer writing a ticket while a homeowner argues that the reindeer are winter decor, not Christmas leftovers. It's a friendly reminder that festive spirit shouldn't stretch into spring. Number 35. Colorado. No drunk horseback riding. Colorado treats riding a horse while intoxicated much like driving under the influence. Horses may be living beings, but an impaired rider can still cause accidents on roads or trails. Lawmakers wanted to prevent harm to both animals and humans. Imagine a cowboy weaving down a mountain trail, reins dangling, as a sheriff pulls up to administer a breathalyzer on horseback. The law ensures both rider and steed travel safely. Number 36. Tennessee. No sharing Netflix passwords in Tennessee. Sharing your streaming service password can technically be a crime. Passed in 2011 to combat digital piracy, the law makes it illegal to steal entertainment services, which includes giving your login to friends outside your household. Picture a family movie night suddenly interrupted by a knock on the door because your cousin borrowed your Netflix account. While rarely enforced for casual sharing, the statute shows how lawmakers sometimes struggle to keep up with modern technology, and how something as simple as movie night could become a legal gray area. Number 37. Minnesota. No greased pig contests. Minnesota prohibits contests where participants chase and capture greased pigs. Once a popular county fair attraction, the practice was banned for being cruel to animals and potentially dangerous for people. Imagine squealing pigs slipping like soap bars while crowds cheer, only for the event to end with citations and fines. The law protects pigs from stress and bruises while sparing humans from muddy chaos, proving that even small-town entertainment can have surprising legal consequences. Number 38. Rhode Island. No biting off another person's leg. Rhode Island has an oddly specific statute banning the act of biting off another person's leg. The law sounds like a joke, but it reflects old legal traditions where assault needed very literal definition. Picture a courtroom debate over whether a knee chomp counts as mayhem, standing as one of the strangest reminders that lawmakers once prepared for every imaginable brawl. Number 39. Utah. No whale hunting. Utah is completely landlocked, yet it maintains a law banning whale hunting. Originally part of wildlife conservation codes, the rule technically protects whales in lakes, rivers, and even swimming pools. Imagine a game warden sternly warning a child with a toy harpoon beside a backyard pool. The law is more symbolic than practical, but it's a humorous example of copy and paste legislation traveling far from the ocean. Idaho limits the size of candy gifts a man may give his sweetheart to 50 pounds. Enacted to discourage extravagant or manipulative courtship, the law still stands on the books. Picture a forklift delivering a mountain of chocolate only for officials to issue a fine. It's a sweet reminder, literally, that love should be measured in sincerity, not pounds of sugar. Number 41. Washington. No pretending your parents are rich. Washington state once passed a law making it illegal to falsely claim your parents are wealthy. The original intent was to curb fraudulent credit applications and inheritance scams, but the wording left room for comedy. Imagine a teenager bragging in the school cafeteria, "My dad owns a yacht," only to face a legal fine for stretching the truth. Though rarely enforced, the statute serves as a quirky reminder that some fibs can technically cross into criminal territory. Number 42. Pennsylvania. Certain areas of Pennsylvania still restrict fishing on Sundays, a holdover from religious blue laws meant to preserve the Sabbath. Centuries ago, lawmakers feared that angling would distract citizens from church attendance. Picture an eager fisherman sneaking to the lake at dawn, pole hidden beneath his coat like a secret agent. While modern enforcement is lax, the rule reflects a time when even quiet hobbies were carefully scheduled to fit moral expectations. Number 43. Nevada. No camels on highways during the 1800s. Camels were imported to Nevada for desert transportation, but they quickly became traffic hazards. The state eventually banned camels from highways to prevent accidents with stagecoaches and later automobiles. Imagine modern Las Vegas drivers braking hard as a camel ambles across the strip. Though camels are rare today, the law remains a relic of the Old West, proving that once common problems can leave permanent marks on the legal code. 44. New Jersey. No soup slurping. New Jersey once had ordinances against loud soup slurping in public restaurants. Officials claimed the noise disrupted diners and created unnecessary disturbances. Picture a hungry customer enjoying a steaming bowl of ramen, only to be warned by a waiter about potential fines for excessive slurping. While cultural attitudes toward noodle noise have softened, the rule reflects a time when public manners were regulated down to the sound of a spoon. Number 45. Oregon. No whistling at women. Portland. Oregon once enforced a law prohibiting men from whistling at women on the street. Intended to combat harassment long before modern discussions of catcalling, the ordinance empowered police to ticket offenders for unsolicited attention. Imagine a man nervously practicing a harmless tune, unsure whether it might be mistaken for a flirtatious whistle. Though largely symbolic today, the law stands as an early attempt to legislate public respect. Number 46, Florida. No. Singing in a swimsuit in some Florida towns. It's technically illegal to sing in public while wearing a swimsuit. This peculiar ordinance was introduced to maintain decency at beaches and waterfronts during the early 1900s when modesty laws were strict. Picture a sunbather humming a tune only to receive a stern warning from a beach patrol. While rarely enforced today, the rule is a humorous reminder of how local governments once tried to regulate everything from hemlines to harmony. Number 47, Kansas. No ice cream on cherry. Kansas has a law discouraging the pairing of ice cream with cherry pie, the classic dessert duo. Historians believe it started as a health measure in the late 19th century, and when concerns about dairy mixing with fruit ran wild. Imagine a diner waitress nervously sliding a scoop of vanilla beside a warm slice, glancing over her shoulder for a lurking health inspector. Though completely unenforced now, it's a sweet example of how old food fears can linger in legal code. Number 48, Alabama. No driving. Blindfolded. Alabama explicitly prohibits driving while blindfolded. As obvious as it sounds, lawmakers felt the need to spell it out after daredevil stunts once led to accident. Picture a thrill seeker claiming they can drive by instinct only to meet flashing blue lights moments later. The statute underscores the principle that some rules exist because someone, somewhere, once tried the unthinkable. Number 49, Maine. No ticking clocks in store windows, Maine once. And the display of ticking clocks in shop windows, fearing the noise would disturb pedestrians and cause unnecessary anxiety. Imagine strolling downtown while every second echoes like a countdown to nowhere. The law captures a quaint era when the rhythm of time itself was considered a public nuisance. Proof that even something as harmless as a TikTok could rattle a community. Number 50, California. No nuclear weapons in Chico. The city of Chico, California, passed a law declaring it illegal to detonate a nuclear weapon within city limits. Violators can technically face a fine of $500, while obviously symbolic. The ordinance serves as a tongue-in-cheek statement about public safety. Picture a city council meeting where officials calmly vote to outlaw something that would annihilate the entire region. It's a fitting finale to a list, proving that American laws can be as imaginative as they are absurd. And there you have it. 50 ridiculous rules that Americans follow, or at least once followed as law. From donkeys and bathtubs to bouncing pickles, the legal system is full of surprises. If there is one takeaway, it is this: lawmakers are human, and humans can pass some very strange rules. Maybe next time we discuss 50 peculiar laws about sports, or perhaps in a future episode we uncover 50 outlandish rules about animals, or maybe we dive into 50 jaw-dropping laws about technology. Either way, it is clear the world is full of rules that sound more like comedy than law. So, do not forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which law shocked you the most. Was it the ice cream in the pocket, the frog law, or maybe the law about flirting? Until next time, keep laughing at the law.